This is Skye, the Soulful Progressive with FNN, Feminist News Network, the Feminist News that's right for you. Welcome to Skye in the Pagoda Room. And if you haven't gotten that soulful news you need, please subscribe today. Click that link below and watch more videos. Alright, I know that's right. So what would I like to talk to you about today? Global warming. It's coming quicker than you think, and the media is acting a mess with their distraction and everything else. And what is really going on? I watched a produced by Bruce Lindsay on the Real News Network, a 12-minute piece that talks and puts the media and climate in their place. I know that's right. With the mass announcement of the 12 years being left and CNN only showing less than a minute of it, and then FNN and Fox and MSNBC, they didn't do more than 5 minutes of it. In regards to this massive, catastrophic, terroristic approach by denying climate change. Now, we're gonna take a small look at this 12-minute piece, and I suggest that you do watch and get your learn on so you can know what's going on in regards to this climate change, because it seems like only the children know and care because it's their lives involved. Now let's take a look and then discuss. All right.
In the fall of 2018, the UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change held a press conference to announce a dire warning. The panel said governments have only 12 years left to significantly reduce carbon emissions, or severe droughts, storms, and rising sea levels risk hundreds of millions of lives.
The pledges that governments have made over the last 3 years are not enough to keep warming below 1.5 degrees C.
How did the mainstream media cover this ominous prediction?
CNN covered it for only 1 minute and 8 seconds, and Fox News covered it for only 5 minutes. 5 minutes! They mostly involved guests bashing the IPCC.
Monday morning after that, we looked at the homepages of 50 top newspapers in the U.S. Less than half of them had that story on their homepage. So most of them just weren't giving it high billing.
Lisa Hymas is director of the Climate and Energy Program at Media Matters for America, a liberal media watchdog in Washington, D.C.
And even the coverage that we did get on that report, it was sort of a spike, and then the coverage went back down. So the coverage isn't being sustained.
But 2018 was an alarming year on the global warming front. In the U.S., 2 powerful hurricanes slammed into the East Coast, while fires burned down almost 2 million acres of California's forests. These disasters alone cost $54 billion in damages. Droughts hit Europe, Australia, South Africa, and Argentina, while floods struck Japan, India, and China, and more recently, the American Midwest. Powerful cyclones recently leveled parts of Africa. 2018 was the 4th hottest year on record, with carbon emissions hitting a new high.
The big picture is that the mainstream media are not covering climate change with the frequency and the intensity that it deserves. This is a major crisis, and it's not being covered like a crisis.
Moreover, Media Matters has done studies that reveal something else.
The mainstream media too often doesn't connect climate change to extreme weather events. So whether those are hurricanes or wildfires, heat waves, droughts.
So the problem isn't so much that there isn't any news coverage about climate change.
Michael Mann is one of the world's leading climate scientists. He works at Penn State University.
The problem is that we're not seeing the sort of coverage that we should be seeing among the largest networks, the major nightly news programs and cable news programs. This is the biggest threat that we face, climate change, and it should be the lead story on every news program.
Instead, since
But why does the media have to spend 100 times as much on that stuff as they do on the single greatest threat that we face?
The media's obsession with Trump definitely makes its climate coverage worse. A lot of the times when climate change gets covered, it's just around Trump. It revolves something he said or something he did or a stupid tweet that he sent. So Trump really is distorting the coverage.
Did you see that ugliness? Now, people gotta realize that even though 40% believe it's a long-term matter, at least 70% of Americans know there is a crisis. So you need to wake up and do something. Do it for the generations that become for and after you, because that's what you should do. And I know that's right. Now, climate change is serious. It seems like only the children like Greta, who is obviously going to get a Nobel Peace Prize for her efforts in trying to tackle this and create the climate rebellion that is going on throughout the world to demand change in regards to fossil fuels and destruction of the environment. Logging, coal, all the rest, overfishing, all the rest. You know what I'm talking about, all the rest. Because it's so funny how ahi over in California can have radiation, but we're in Hawaii, which is closer to Japan, but they never want to talk about it, like we just don't get it. We get it too, but they're not going to tell you. And that's what's wrong about this climate change. It creates lies and more lies. And what we need to do is not criticize, but work on the grand prize, a brighter future tomorrow where everybody can join in to live. You thought it was going to rhyme at the end? No. We need to live. Let's get real about this. And we want our children and generations after us to live. So if you agree with that, leave comments below and let me know at FeministNewsN@gmail.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and don't forget we got that Facebook page, alright? And I'm that Soulful Progressive on Twitter, and got that Patreon too. Alright, and that rant of the day on Blogger. Holla, just getting ready to get that new one out for you for Monday. Now, or whenever. Get it out to you. Alright. Now, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. And remember, in this era of hate, you gotta participate. Because if you don't, it will cost all of our faith. Thanks for watching. Peace.